Hey folks, it is April the 17th of 2019, and the title of this is Wow, It's Been a Year. And you can take that a couple ways. You change the inflection. It could be like, wow, it's only been a year, or wow, it's already been a year. And sometimes I feel like both. Sometimes I feel like both on the same day. It's been just a little bit over 1 year since I first made the first Queen disc, and I remember I took a picture. The first disc was pretty big. It was 6 inches. The current discs are 3 inches. I took a picture of that first one and stuck it up on a Facebook group. And the very first comment, somebody told me it was a dumb idea. You make them out of paper plates. And then the next comment was something to the lines, if you made a couple more, I'd buy one. So it all started from that. And I made a couple more, and then all of a sudden, a couple more turned into 25, and then it turned into 55, and then it turned into a couple hundred, and things just kind of steamrolled from there. And so now a year later, I've sold somewhere in the area of 600 pieces. I don't have an exact count, but it's pretty awesome. And I got to thinking about this yesterday morning, kind of a moment of reflection. Like most of us, we get up in the morning, one of the first things we do is look at our phones or computers or whatever else he has that we communicate through. And since my phone is also my alarm clock and whatnot, when I wake up and turn the alarm off, I have notifications on the phone. So yesterday morning when I got up, there's a notification that somebody from Holland over in Netherlands bought one of my discs. And so you kind of had to stop and think for a minute. This is pretty awesome that I'm selling all across the globe here. I haven't sold to Asia yet, but I've sold down to Australia, and I sold in most of Europe. I'm in France and Greece, Germany, Sweden, Switzerland, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Ireland, Great Britain. I can't think, there's probably some more, I can't think of all of them. And kind of funny contrast to that, I'm in 48 of 50 states. I have still not sold anything in South Dakota or Montana. Kind of strange, but I'm sure it'll come. But it's pretty neat. When it first came out, and I really got to thank Ian up there in Canada with the Canadian Beekeepers blog, because his first YouTube video really kind of launched things off, and I got some exposure that I probably wouldn't have gotten, and I really appreciate it. Ian, if you ever come down to Florida, we'll go see Mickey Mouse together. But some of the interesting things that have happened that really got to think back on is about a week after that first video came out, I got an email from a guy over in Germany, wanted to know price on shipping. And at that time, I really hadn't even considered the international aspect of this whole thing. Canada and US maybe, but really hadn't thought about going to Europe. So I was kind of doing some research on what the shipping would cost, and still working a full-time job at the same time, so it was taking me a while. So it took like 2 or 3 days before I finally got around to checking the prices out. In the meantime, before I got a chance to send him back an email, I got a phone call one evening at the house. It's the same guy that sent me the email. He had my phone number. He called me from Germany, wanted to know about getting the disc, which that was pretty cool. And then about 6-7 months ago, I remember the exact day, I was getting ready for work one morning, and my phone rings, and it's like, I get some strange numbers on the telephone, so I answer them anyway because you never know who's calling. But I answer the phone and say hello, and the guy on the other side says, "Hey mate, I'm calling about your disc." And I'm thinking to myself, whoa, this guy's calling from Australia. So we talked for a while. Sure enough, he's calling me from Australia, wanting to buy the disc. So he bought a couple, and I sold some more down there. So it's been a pretty good year. I mean, overall, it's been a really busy year. I'm working 7 days a week pretty much, but I can't complain. That's the nature of the beast. When you're in business for yourself, or trying to be in business for yourself, you work when you have to work. There's an old saying that when you're self-employed, you can work half days. You just have to pick out which half of the day you want to work. like I said, I can't complain. The sales are great, and I'm not gonna deny I'm in this making money. I'm glad to be making money because I am a capitalist at heart. And for all you folks that think capitalism is evil, if it wasn't for capitalism, you wouldn't have your cars or your air conditioners or your cell phones or any of the modern niceties that you like to have. Every one of those items is a result of capitalism. So you can't talk about evils of capitalism. So I'm a capitalist. I like making a profit. But also at the same time, I'm really, I'm lost the word. I'm intrigued. I'm thrilled by the people, because I'm meeting people I wouldn't have met before. Down at Bee College, Florida Bee College last year, or up in Gainesville. Went to Bee College last year, and I took a box of my gadgets with me, and we're standing there just kind of waiting for things to get kicked off, and the guy standing next to me, he looks over, he sees the box, and he sees the disc, and he's like, "Oh, are you selling those things?" I'm like, "Of course I am." And so that sparked a conversation. We talked, and he bought one, and someone else right there at the same time bought one. They heard about it. And so I met a lot of people because of this thing, at different things. And then also because of the disc, I was invited to go to Houston, actually to, I can't think of the city now, but I went to Texas to speak at the Central Texas Beekeeper School, which was really a thrill. I mean, I got the email that morning and I thought somebody's pulling my leg, but no, it's real. And it's all because of this little gadget. Jamie Ellis talks about how keeping these little bees in a box have taken him around the world to meet dignitaries and foreign leaders and scientists from all over the place. And that's the coolest thing about this whole aspect. I mean, I'm glad you're making some money at this. I hope you're making some more money at this. I've got a long-term goal I developed here within the last 5 or 6 months. I would like to see people teaching queen ring classes across the country to use the disc. I'd like to see YouTube videos 5 years from now. The majority of YouTube videos are the folks who are sitting there grafting larvae in the cell bars and they're using the disc. So, working toward that goal. But I'm enjoying meeting people too. It's taking me places I never would have expected to go. And I'm sure it's going to take me places in the future I don't expect to go. So, I'm looking forward to the next year. As great as last year was, I'm expecting this year to be even better. Getting lots of phone calls, getting lots of orders, getting a lot of curious people. I want to say thanks to all you folks that have bought the disc. I'm thankful to people that bought it and advertised it without even asking. Just like I say, Ian, and for Jason Crispin out in Ohio. I sent a lot of sample parts out when I first came up with this idea last year. And of all the samples I was sent out, I don't know how many, I'm thinking 40 people I sent samples to. It was just Jason and Ian that took the time and did a video, and I appreciate it so much, guys. And just a week or so ago, someone bought Disc and Fingers. Although they didn't do a video, they did post a picture on their Facebook page. Although I'm not on the same page there are friends, somebody actually sent me a link or showed me a link to where this guy had bought the Disc and Fingers and put a picture up. Others are asking about it. And so that's really kind of a thrill. It's great to sell stuff, but it's even better when somebody sends you some feedback and says, "Hey, I really like your gadget," or when someone tells somebody else that, "Hey, I really like this gadget," and that's even better. So thanks to all you folks that have bought it. For the people that told your friends about it, I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to another good year next year.